Well, what is going on, everybody? I'm Dan, and this is Midwest Angling, and we're not in my boat today. I think that's the first time on this channel. But we are with Thomas Drosty of Team Walleye Guys Guide Service. What's your Instagram handle? We'll plug that.
At Walleye Guys 007.
And this guy is the real deal when it comes to this lake. And he has the day off today. We're all camping, and he was kind enough to take me out here. There's a fish.
Yep. Just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
The last one I didn't think he needed that either. All right.
There we go. I'll gladly have my intro interrupted by fish.
That worked out.
And so we're out on the mighty Peter, and we're getting into a nice jigging bite right off the bat. So we're probably gonna do about a half a day, do a nice little morning deal, and bring you guys along for the ride. And the good thing is Thomas is just he's a walking library of fish information. There's a lot that you can learn from just talking to the guy. So I'm gonna try to include as many tips as I can in this video that he just so happens to put out there. And hopefully you guys can learn something too.
Hasn't been a good minnow bite in a while, but sitting right on the edge of this road, and I don't get to see all of it. Like everything kind of disappears right on this edge.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is acting like. Yup. That feels like a decent fish. Oh yeah.
He's really. Gotta bring him my way a little bit. There you go, man. There you go.
Nice.
Nice job, buddy. Hell yeah. I was just talking to you last night. I don't know if we're gonna get too many slots down here.
Jeez.
The first fish we put in the
First
boat.
fish. Yeah, he took it pretty deep.
Pliers?
Yeah.
It is marvelous?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
That's why I did it.
Beautiful. 23.5.
That's
There you go, man.
first
Nice.
fish in a boat, 23.5-inch slot. We like that.
It's one of them spots, if you're cognizant of where you're casting, and not casting right into the trees, you can fish a jigging wrap through here.
Yeah.
Or a sugar minnow. And sometimes do really well. Especially when you got a lot of fish schooled up and they won't eat live bait. You can rip one of these through here and sometimes you can get a reaction bite. The biggest fish generally aren't right on the wood or on the structure. They're usually around it. There's usually a lot of little white bass and little sheepheads, sometimes some little crappies and bluegills that are using these kind of standalone brush piles. That's how they got here without getting eaten is surprising, but once they're here, they don't want to leave it.
Yeah.
And everything else knows that and just kind of waits for them, swim around in circles around it. I noticed that on fish cribs a lot in northern Wisconsin. Even some of the ones in the lakes around here too. Your biggest fish generally aren't coming off of the cribs and off of the main structure. They're around it.
Hanging off to the side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a very big one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's perch. I'll take that.
Yeah.
It's not a giant. If I was keeping fish today, he'd be a start to the
Oh,
fish
yeah.
fry. Oh, you're off. So notice when you're sitting in spots and you're using night crawlers or using minnows or using whatever bait, and all of a sudden it seems like that bite that you had that was going just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, and you're still seeing them on 2D sonar, you're still seeing them on your live scope, your side imaging and stuff. I'll turn around and I'll just throw something completely different at them. Like if I've been throwing night crawlers all morning and catching fish and they stop, they'll switch over and start throwing a jigging wrap at them, start throwing a minnow at them, start throwing a hair jig or some kind of plastic at them.
Just change it up a little bit.
Just changing it up, because a lot of them fish, when they're holding tight to structure, they'll get bored looking at that same thing over and over, and they're just not going to eat it. So you just switch something up and throw something completely different at them, a different action, different speed, and all of a sudden you can trigger a reaction bite and sometimes pluck a few more fish off of whatever you're doing. You can do that, but you could start out on a spot with a reaction bite like a jigging wrap and be hopping that through there and pick up those really active fish first, or you can throw a live bait at them and then turn around and throw a reaction bite at them. But you can just interchangeably use that stuff throughout the day on these areas, and sometimes stretch that bite out for even an hour, sometimes a couple hours.
So I guess when you're out here, how long do you go without action before you start moving around?
So I'll use the electronics, I'll use the side imaging, use the 2D, I'll use my live scope, and if I'm in an area and I see the right fish and the barometric pressure, the weather, something is and it's all playing against me for the day, I'll sit and I'll wait on those fish a little while longer, because I know that if I go to another part of the lake and I find fish, there's a very good chance that those fish are going to be in the same mood. So what I'll do is I'll sit there and wait on them a little while. If the weather is right, the barometric pressure is slightly dropping, and everything's just right and these fish won't eat, I'll buzz around every 10 minutes. I won't even sit on a spot for more than 10 minutes, and I'll just keep moving and moving and moving. It's a lot easier to put a program together. You put it together where, okay, they're up on humps or they're on break lines, so they're sitting on
Establish
flats.
a pattern.
Exactly, establishing some kind of a pattern. But if you sit in the same spot for 4 hours, you're not putting a pattern together. You're just getting lucky and pulling fish off of it.
Right.
But if you move through 15 different spots in 2 hours and you realize, well, all the bites I've had are on top of a hump, well, then you just start fishing more humps. And right now, that's kind of what we're fishing. We're just fishing a hump that's in the middle of nowhere. There's a little bit of scattered wood up on top of it, maybe some weeds. I threw that last one back, but I tell you what, dude, I'm gonna start catching some big perch. I'm gonna have a hard time throwing them back. I don't freeze very many fish, but
yeah, the perch out here are pretty good. That's usually perch and crop. Like, I won't keep every legal walleye I catch, but a lot of times, I'll keep a perch, or especially a crappie. If I get one crappie, that fucker's coming home.
They're good. Caught a few really nice fish on it the other day. The first time I'd ever used it on people.
Oh!
Got whacked.
Yeah.
I like when they do that. A little surprised.
Well, I like when I'm actually, at the right position to nail them. I don't like being caught with my pants down. Let's see if I've even got any crawler left. That was a solid hit too.
It's so tough with them crawlers because you wanna let them feed just a little bit.
That's why.
You wanna let them feed just that little bit.
You didn't get the hook.
Yep. Exactly what we were talking about earlier. Switching something up. Just put a natural colored plastic on there and see what happens. Just a green pumpkin. I like using plastics because I can wing a bait way out there and not worry about casting it off.
Right.
Just make a few casts with this and see what happens.
Yeah, them Kitex that I bought when we were in Appleton.
Yeah.
I caught a few fish this spring during the spawn in the river with them.
Yeah.
But when we come out to the lake, I haven't been able to catch another fish on them.
They're really good early on in the year, and then as the summer progresses, you're throwing this Kitech out here. You're trying to feed them something that looks, feels, smells similar to what they have all around them anyways. This time of year, there's more food in the system than there is at any other time of the year. Everything is spawned. There's little everything swimming around in here, so it's very specific days that it works.
Well, I donated that jig to the bottom.
First cast with it. I got it, man. No. Long. Yeah. The first legal of the day.
There we go.
Beautiful fish. Stop. And all I did is I put a
Kitech
on. It's a real natural Kitech.
Yeah.
Slide that up a little further, but yeah, just a slow retrieve on it. That was probably about 15 1/4.
Right around there.
But he gets to go swimming. And this what I do 90% of the time with these kite guys. Man, you can fish them aggressively and do whatever you want, but a lot of times it's it right here.
Just that slow roll.
Just a slow roll.
And that's what I've been
and I'll
doing.
Just stop, let it hit the bottom, and then just pick my retrieve right back up.
Yeah.
Again. No, you can fish them aggressive. Like, there's sometimes, like in May, post spawn, when we were triggering that reaction bite, you're just cranking that thing. You get whacked right away.
Yeah.
As soon as it hit bottom.
Yeah. I don't think he had it all the way.
It's so hard to want to be able to bite things. Oh, you caught him.
I did. I had no. He didn't fight.
Well,
I felt some dead weight on there, and I'm like, it felt like weeds. It really did.
I've been having a conversation with biologists and with some other guides, and we haven't seen a whole lot of that size fish in the system. And some guys are a little worried about that. But I think it's just with the amount of weeds that are growing in this lake that have never been here before. I think that's a little bit of it right there. Is you have weeds, there's more places for them little fish to go without getting eaten. Because that right there,
that's food.
Yeah, that 23 and a half that you caught, that fish would eat that walleye and
exactly.
not think twice about it. Could be a walleye.
Where are you going? There it is.
Look at a walleye. It is.
Nice.
Right over the side of the boat.
Another cookie cutter, almost legal.
Petenwell special.
Yeah.
There it is. Hop it over like a bass jig.
Yeah.
Oh, I flipped around and hooked himself right through the center. That's why. Take and hook them. What I like to do with them when I hook these chubs is I'll come right in here like this, right in front of the head. Right in front of the head. Just like this. So when they grab it and it goes to the back of their throat, that hook is turned out like this.
Oh yeah.
And the big thing to remember with them, with circle hooks especially, is you don't really set the hook.
Right.
You just lift it up and start reeling. Let them load the rod up. They usually hook themselves. I watched it eat that. That was so cool. Came right up
There's
off
another
the,
one.
Came right up off the bottom and put that thing.
Choked
right
it.
Back of his throat.
He wanted it.
It's interesting that it's plastics though. They haven't wanted plastics lately.
Huh.
I mean, it's you rip the tail right off of it. There you go, buddy.
Well, like you said, sometimes you just got to change it up.
Yep. Their tidbit of information when you're fishing swim baits already plastic, especially if they got a tail and they're going to be swimming. Hooking them is extremely important because if you hook them and they're not straight on there, where you kind of hook it off to the side of the bait, you'll get that bait will roll to the side, kind of like a crankbait that's not tuned to roll to the side. It just won't look right. So when you put it on there, you want to get that thing as absolutely straight as possible. So there's no humps in the bait. It's just nice and straight. Push it out of there. So you'll see that that bait is perfectly straight and in line on that jig, and it helps that bait to track completely straight, swims normal. It's out there somewhere. Got him?
Yep.
Good one?
It feels like one of them cookie cutter size.
He's doing a little bit more than that. What do you got, Dan? Decent.
Oh, jeez.
Decent wallet, man. Heck yeah.
Ah.
Heck yeah. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Like I said, I'm bad at judging the size when they're on the line.
Your rod was loaded pretty good.
There she is.
Still framing that
Somewhere in there.
Let him load, let him load, let him load.
Got him.
Now about time.
Yeah.
Ooh, a
A
small.
smallie.
Look at that.
I was gonna say, when that started going straight up, I'm like, that ain't no walleye.
Ooh, got him.
There we go.
Sweet.
The old smallmouth action.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a good fish.
Smallie.
It's gotta be. Yeah. No, it's a drum.
Oh, sheephead.
Yeah.
That's the Petenwell special. You know what? These creek chubs do not like that warm water. No, they do not.
Ugly fish while I'm not wearing my hat and my bald ass head.
Got one. I think it's a crappie. No, it's a walleye.
There we go.
It's not super aggressive, but switch it up. Do a minnow on. Not very big, but good fish.
Still fun to catch.
Still fun to catch. Another walleye. There's no crappies on there, but there's a couple of walleyes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I saw him come screaming over.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those, you know, just short of being legals in here.
Well, that's good for the future.
It is.
Good for the future of the fishing.
Today's shorts are tomorrow's eaters.
Almost literally this time of year, they grow so fast.
Yeah.
That 14 3/4 inch fish in October is probably going to be 15 1/4.
Yeah.
Give it a few months.
Yeah.
That's how many crappies you want today, Dad?
As many as, well,
See them?
holy.
Those are the crappies, bluegills.
They're going screaming right for it.
Big old crappies for fun. Drop them straight down. Got it.
There it is.
How many crappies do you want? Those are big ones.
Yep, that's a
Those are good
that's a
ones there.
perfect eater
There's
right
a
there.
bunch of them sitting there.
Well, you've convinced me. Oh.
There it is.
Oop.
He had a crappie.
I think
On a
so
dead
because
stick?
he's moving. Yep.
Ah, nice.
The perfect eater.
All right, Dan. I'm gonna catch the bluegills that are down there.
You go for it.
I'm convinced that those are big bluegills sitting down there next to those crappies. You bit?
Already bit.
Crappies on minnows, huh? Alright, like growers.
Yep.
They don't care. They're just looking for some protein.
That's the thing. I mean, they're coming screaming right up to it.
Yeah, they're hungry. There might even be some bluegills next to them too. Some of them aren't quite as big, you know?
Yeah.
Some of those might be big old bluegills.
I wonder.
You gotta fix that. Watch you. Once again, Dan. Got a creek chub?
Yep.
Let me know if you need a net. I'm in the middle of switching my You can get him.
I was gonna say.
I stopped what I was doing for a sheephead.
We'll leave that on the cutting room floor. Friggin' drum. That wasn't down there for very long at all.
The drum, they're opportunistic. First thing that comes by them, they're just gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Kind of like me.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Right. This ain't a big one. I think there's a bigger one down there with it. This is a very multi-species kind of day.
Yes, sir. Look at that.
A little better. Ouch. A little better. 7.5 inches. These big bluegills, the really big ones, they get really smart. I swear they're some of the smartest fish in this lake. Fish or snag? 12-inch bluegill. 12-inch crappie, that'll
Yeah.
work too. That'll work too. Got us right back over them.
Ain't gonna argue with that.
Oh, the color on
Yeah.
them. Orange. Not one of them big ones. Beautiful fish.
Nice. That's a tank.
Yeah, it is. Look at that one, man.
Yes, sir.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
I wonder if one 12 3/4.
There you go.
My personal rule of the boat, anything over 12 I throw back.
Yeah.
This one's gonna go back. We're gonna give this one another day to swim. There she goes.
When I first dropped that down there, they went screaming up to it, but I felt them nibble a little bit like they got that tail in their mouth, and then they're like, nope. Ain't falling for that. Yeah.
No. You hit it in a weird spot.
There you go. Ooh.
But it went illegal.
Quick release.
That would have been number 4. Oh, I don't need the net. 17-inch walleye gets drawn off the side of the boat.
Yeah.
The other day I came in here in the very first fish. I made a cast, the first cast. 5 feet of water, that jig didn't fit in the bottom.
It's just gone.
Whack.
Nice.
Got a water crappie. He slacklined me, just crushed me. I'll help you out with this one. Help with your cause, the live well cause.
nice fish fry lunch.
Color on it, and we're only a mile and a half away.
Yeah.
But the color on he's a little more yellow than the other ones were.
Yeah.
You could really tell when he was in the water, but still a beautiful crappie.
Oh yeah. There we go. There's a fish.
Nice and easy with it. Nice and easy. We got a big old walleye on there.
It hit it like a freaking truck.
Yeah.
It's a good fish.
In the weeds. Is that a drown? A catfish. It's a big kitty.
That's
cat.
yeah, that's
no wonder,
a big
that's
kitty.
That's why you hit it like a truck.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. I think that might be the biggest kitty I've ever got.
Trying to jab at him.
Yeah. Come back this way.
Or that way.
Come on.
Oh, he was right there too. Got him.
Nice.
A big old kitty cat.
Yeah, I don't think
like a Mack truck.
he did. He freaking just about took it right out of my hands.
I love that. They might not be the most desirable species to some people,
No.
but man, do they put up a fight and they hit hard.
I believe that that is the biggest channel cat I've ever got.
That's a good one.
That flathead I got a couple weeks ago was on par.
Catch that many flatheads. I know guys.
That was the only one I've ever caught here.
I've caught a couple of them out here, but not many.
I kept running it into the weeds, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, boy, what's it gonna be like when a fish hits it? And then all of a sudden, wham! Like on cue.
Yep.
Just bam! That's it.
They're usually really aggressive in these weeds. Everything is.
Yeah.
Even the 10-inch walleyes I was catching in here at slackline here.
Got some of the vegetation. There we go.
Don't pull it all up. I want that to cast up to at some point.
I'm just out here mowing the lawn.
It's tough because there's such a chop out here this morning.
Right, you can't see where the hell it's
You can't
at.
see where the weeds are standing out. A little bit of a sacrifice here because either you're sitting in the weeds when it's calm and you can see everywhere. Well, the fish can also see and hear you too.
Yeah.
That one might be a big perch, Dan.
You want the net?
No.
Okay.
Or it's a walleye. It just was fighting like a perch at first. Now he's in the weeds. I think I got just as much weed cover as I do anything else here. Oh, smallmouth.
Huh.
That's why he gave me that
Yeah.
quick fight at the beginning like a perch. Just cracked it.
Yeah.
It's good to see a bunch of these because you don't see a ton of these
Right.
out here, but it's been more and more the last couple of years.
Come on.
That's a perch. That's not a perch. Well, that's gonna make me a liar. Come on, perch. Nice perch. Bigger than this one.
There you go.
There are walleyes in there. exactly where I hooked him, Dan.
Nice.
Must have grabbed a hold of the tail the crawler had in his mouth, and I turned that jig just right.
Now he's got a nose ring.
Stop it. Come here, dude. Get him?
Yeah. You don't feel like a decent one though.
Nope.
Nope.
There's a little school right there.
Well, at least he was kind enough to leave my worm still firmly attached.
He's a nice guy. Yeah. They're not giants sitting there.
Right.
Just when I go to get a hold of the hook, and then he decides he's gonna go all crazy on me. But that's a prime example of, you know, when fish get spooky. I've seen fish, I kind of stayed off to the side of them, and if you go and set your boat right on top of them when they're really spooky, they're either not gonna eat or they're just gonna leave.
Nah.
No, I think it's a sheephead. Unless it was wrapped around a tree. That's
Yeah.
here's the little one.
Oh yeah.
One more worm. One more cast. Yeah. Little school of walleyes.
Yeah.
Jeez, feisty little guys. That is the future of the Petenwell Flowage.
Well guys, that's gonna do it for today. This was kind of a short morning, but it was an action-packed morning. It was really awesome, great fishing. Special thanks once again to Thomas of Team Walleye Guys Guide Service. He is the real deal. So if you wanna come out onto the mighty Peter and get a boatload of fish, you look this guy up. He will put you on the fish. And so we can find you on Instagram.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook at Team Walleye Guys Guide Service.
And always remember to check the Petenwell Flowage Facebook groups for lots of important fishing reports. You get all kinds of information from there as well.
That Petenwell hunting and fishing reports, and there's Petenwell tips and tricks reports, and there's a couple other ones on there. All of us local guides, we all work together, and we all share information on there almost daily. So if you're ever going to come out here by yourself and need a little bit of a starting point, or what are they biting on, there's usually some pretty good relevant information on there to help you out and get you started.
And all the guides are really good guys. I mean, if you see them at the ramp, just poke them and say hello, and I'm sure they'll give you a nice little tip.
There's enough fish out there for everybody. That's one of the things we like doing is teaching, and I enjoy watching people catching fish just as myself catching them.
If you like this video, please make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe so that way you are notified at my next fishing adventure. This has been Dan's Midwest Angling. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.